Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the Ori and the Blind Forest tournament.
What's up? We're here for an awesome match coming to you from the near division tonight. We've got number 9 seed Trojandude versus number 24 seed TheStimon. My name is Vulcan, and I am here today in person with my friend Fant TV, who's currently trying to collect himself. How are you doing, Fant?
I'm doing fantastic, Vulcan. I cannot wait to see this match. Trojandude and TheStimon, do not let that difference in seed numbers fool you. TheStimon and Trojan are going to be so close. TheStimon has a slightly better PB, but Trojandude, with that consistency, this is going to go anywhere. Really, anybody in this division is terrifying and could make it all the way out.
That's for sure. We already saw the number 8 seed Cheese Lover get upset by the number 25 seed Dedu, but again, you know, I use the word upset, but that's only technical because the seed numbers, but really, Dedu pretty much about as good as anyone else here in this upper section of this division. So Trojan and TheStimon, as you mentioned, slight PB advantage for TheStimon, but Trojandude has the consistency that we always talk about. And what does consistency really mean for us here with regard to Trojan?
Well, it means that right before this race, Trojan just finished a run within... He got a new PB, actually. I think within 2 seconds?
1.6 seconds.
1.6 second PB by Trojandude. I mean, and he's just rattling off like 31s like it's nothing. I don't want to curse him or anything, but...
We'll see. I mean, it's the same deal with his last race, too. He rattled off 3 31s on the same day, one of which was a PB, actually 2 of which were PBs, and then the third was really close. So yeah, we're going to see whether that is going to come into play here or whether he is going to, you know, maybe have some mistakes, maybe open some opportunity for TheStimon to get in there. TheStimon, for his part, he is incredibly nervous for this match. His tournament races so far were a 34, a 37, and a 34. All the while, his PB has been within that 30 to 31 range. And he also told us the best time that he's gotten this week is a 33. So he's kind of shaking his boots right now.
Yeah, and, you know, Trojan coming off that, you know, recent PB, he's got to be feeling good. You know, Trojandude, he's a guy who just likes to focus on his game. He's going to shut off all the streams and just look at it and give the best performance that he can possibly give.
That's right. And TheStimon will be watching his opponent. What he will be not watching is his splits. He's going to hide those from himself, and he's going to just focus on playing the game, and he will be able to see where Trojan is relative to himself. So he will have that knowledge whether he needs to adapt. And he's also told us he's going to use some safety strats relative to his previous races, more saves.
Yeah, and TheStimon, having the advantage of watching the race, you know, he could affect his play or like maybe drop some of those safety saves if he's seeing he's behind Trojandude, or go for a little bit riskier stuff or even more safety depending on where he is. So,
all right, we're underway now as Trojan and TheStimon are going to get going here. And we'll see whether either of them opt for the swag of the color codes. But, oh, well, there's one. Is that kind of cyan kind of color from Trojandude?
Say more teal.
Teal? Yeah. I never remember which of those words means which, except I can think of the San Jose Sharks. Their color is teal, and I don't think that's teal. I think that's cyan. So there you go.
Well, it looks closer to me like if you're at a beach and it's like a really nice, cool, smooth beach, all the sand, you got that nice green color. That's what that is.
All right, I'll allow it. Meanwhile, we are, of course, heading up to Spirit Flame, and we're going to pick up the first skill of the game. Trojan and TheStimon both doing the optimal movement on the way here, as they're both very experienced runners, and going to pick up Spirit Flame at pretty much the same time. So not really expecting to see any major differences until this Frankie fight, where we might see a little bit of a deficit for Trojan.
Yeah, Trojan likes to pace his shots, and TheStimon's going to be using the scroll wheel. So you'll see that difference real time here, as TheStimon just is able to run right across, and Trojan has to stop a little bit to get all the shots in on the Frankie. But it's still just a very minor difference.
Yeah, we're talking about 2 seconds absolute tops, maybe more like 1.5 seconds. So definitely not an earth-shattering deficit for Trojan. He does get caught up there on that little, you know, nook, but again, this is the wall jump segment. There's so much potential for random little things like that to troll TheStimon a little bit. Trojan also gets the same kind of troll, though.
Now, Trojan did take a damage from that slime there, but jumping over that first bramble, he and TheStimon are sitting at the same HP.
Yeah, so they should be good for their Ghost Door coming up. TheStimon taking another little damage. He does check his health. Trojan also taking a damage there. So they should both be good, but I'm not sure if they were at 1. If they are...
Stymon got a health drop.
Okay, so he should be good. And he does look good. The Trojan may need to... Oh,
Ooh.
Goodness. Okay.
Yeah. When you bounce that way, you just have to take your losses and kill the slime because you're already going to be at 1 HP. And too dangerous to try and go for it. Unlikely you're going to be entering that segment with 3 HP.
Yep. Meanwhile, there's Stymon just missing the jump up on this mushroom. It's a little bit of an awkward jump. So that gives Trojan a little bit of that time back. But it's still basically about a second and a half, maybe. And we're continuing deeper into this segment. Everyone's favorite part of the game, of course, is Sunken Glades. And we're seeing in all its glory right here is Trojan again. Wow. They're just, little beat for beat. Slight mistake for slight mistake on either side. It's pretty interesting to watch so far.
Yeah, I think you may not have seen it, but the lead changed like 3 times within that span of a second and a half. Pretty impressive.
But otherwise, both runners not having the cleanest wall jump segments, but they're both able to get through that bramble wall and down to this last little section where Stymon's going to be taking his level up on the way out, and so will Trojan. They'll both want to get one to blow up all those brambles that they just passed. But here we are coming to wall jump just around probably about a 330.
Yeah, so Trojan, on PB pace here with this 329 wall jump. Very, very well done by Trojan. But yeah, both of them... Sorry.
All right. I tried to hold it in, but it was impossible. Anyway, they're basically tied now. They're going to be leaving the wall jump area, and they're making their way back to Blackroot Burrows. And we're going to hope for the Trojan log not to claim any souls. Both of them getting their level up, and they're both not really having any issues here. And there's the Trojan log, and it's fine for both of them. Trojan, in fact, losing a little bit of time on that wall jump there, but no problem. It'll still be pretty close there. You all right yet?
Take it. Just take it from here.
All right, cool. So we're, we jump up on this log, and then we jump some more, and then jumping a little bit, and there's another jump as well. Yeah, you jump over that thing. Yeah. Are we doing it? Is commentary happening?
It is. Now, important note here, Trojan taking the brand new popular, we call it the Terra save for the one who popularized it. With the level up strats within BRB, you're going to have a free energy to use here, and just Trojan opting to use it, get a safety save. If something catastrophic happens before the save anywhere, well, he's got a good backup.
Yeah, both runners looking pretty good on XP. They'll be able to have a pretty convenient time in there. Trojan kind of flubbing up the UI deactivation there on his save anywhere, but not a huge deal. He gets the skip. Stymon having gotten the skip just a few seconds earlier. So another few seconds cost him there on that save anywhere kind of spaghetti, but it's not a huge deal. Trojan still seems pretty comfortable, and the interesting thing about Trojan as a runner is even when he makes those kind of mistakes, they don't rattle him. They don't really throw him off his game too much.
Trojan getting caught up on the wall there a little bit. The cycles for this room, that entire main section that both of them just left and Stymon's re-entering in, you have to move through that with pretty precise movement in order to make the proper laser and platform cycles.
It looks like Stymon will be opting for this save and reload at the bottom of Blackroot Burrows. This is to manipulate platform cycles a little bit later on, not too far from here. Trojan does not go for that. He is fine just with the default cycle. Depending on the amount of spaghetti you have getting in here, it may not even save time to do that save and reload. But both of their laser cycles look pretty good. Stymon taking a death there, though. Trojan actually going for the reload here, so that's a pretty big turnaround for Trojan. He's going to now have about a 15-second lead here.
Now, Trojan came into BRB with 31 experience to level up. I don't recall if he picked up the... Oh, nice, Stymon.
Whew, that is 2 straight deaths for Stymon. That is really not a position he wants to be in. This is basically the opposite of what he needs because of Trojan's, terrifying consistency level.
Yeah, anyway, back to this other part. That slime that's right under Trojan dude, he had to avoid getting it because he collected 24 XP from 2 slimes earlier on. If he killed that slime and got the XP, which he would very likely have gotten because he has Magnet, that would have given him a level up and he would not be able to do the Frankie walk. So good control, avoiding all the stuff that the slime shoots out at you. And he is in good shape. Going to start the save anywhere to skip the BRB cutscene.
Meanwhile, Steinman did finally get past the lasers and found that his platform cycle was basically the opposite of what he wanted. So he lost practically another 8 seconds just on that. So this is a really tough deficit for Steinman right now. Like, this could be up near 30 seconds or more. This is really rough, unfortunately, from those several laser deaths. Trojan, meanwhile, is going for the traditional method of this darkness cutscene skip, where you wait a little bit into the cutscene, save using an ability learn, and then you reload the game, and here we are, able to pick up the dash tree without having to wait as long for the darkness to reveal itself.
Yeah, Trojan will be on to the Frankie Walk. And Steinman just cleaning up the rest of BRB. Yeah, those early deaths, it's going to be pretty tough to come back, but well, mainly with Trojans, because it's like,
yeah,
he's not one to give away a lot of free time.
Yeah, I mean, against almost anyone else, you're looking at this and like, okay, well, I'm 30, 40 seconds behind or whatever. I can count on them to maybe make some sort of mistake later at a decent percentage likelihood. But with Trojan, I'm not sure that I ever expect that to happen. I might expect him to make a few seconds here and there, but not like 30 to 40.
All right, Trojan, we'll see if he gets the optimal Frankie cycle here. No, it doesn't look like he's going to get it. So Frankie's going to bonk right there, but still just a minor time loss. And that's a really, really difficult thing to try and time. Frankie's going to be a bit of a pain to do what you want him to do.
Yeah, there's a pretty specific setup for that. But meanwhile, he's in the Death Gauntlet, manages to dodge Frankly, our good friend on the wall there. Not going for a Death Glide, no real reason to risk that in a race as far as Trojan's concerned. Meanwhile, Steinman is heading into his Frankie Walk, so you see what the magnitude of that deficit is, because that's not a fast trick by any stretch. But Trojan's going to come down to the grotto area, and here's really one of the first opportunities for Steinman to hope for some time makeup possibility. Trojan can get this early Crusher cycle, though. He's going to close that off.
Oh, and misses it.
Yep, bonks. 8 seconds.
Yeah, bonks on the crystal there. You know, Steinman, we saw him practicing this right before the race. You know, this is something that he's been focusing on to try and get more consistently, so I'll have to pay close attention when he gets to the grotto cycle, because that can be potential 8 seconds.
All right, now Steinman opting not to aggro this Frankie either, but he does manage to get under it. Trojan's doing his ghost door to get to double jump, meanwhile, as Steinman's going through the Death Gauntlet. No problem so far, just needs to not get crushed by this block, either the top or the bottom of it. And he should get his save down soon. Does a dash glide over that slime for good measure, and there's his save, so he's good. And let's see with his grotto cycle.
Yeah, all eyes on the right. Here we go. Steinman coming up on the early grotto cycle. Can he do it? It's 3 dashes up, and he is through. Well done, Steinman. All that practice paying off. That's an 8-second close to the deficit.
Yep, and that's exactly what he needs, is more of that. You know, take some of those the strats that Trojan's not able to pull off first try cleanly, and do it first try cleanly. So we're going to see the grotto skip coming up for Trojan in just a few moments on the left side as Steinman's getting to the double jump tree. That's certainly the start of a potential rally for him, but we'll see how it goes as Trojan pulls off a clean first try grotto skip, so not leaving any room there for Steinman to make up any time.
That consistency from Trojan, dude, man.
We're going to get tired of saying that, but it's really like, it's so true. Like, with other runners, you know, we have kind of these memes about, you know, what type of runner they are. We used to call Sigma the cerebral runner, which is just whatever that means.
The terror early game.
Yeah. But in this case with Trojan, like, his consistency really is just absolutely terrifying, and it doesn't get worse. And it comes largely from doing no resets in game. But here's Steinman's grotto skip attempt.
Oh, just fell off. Looks like the wall ate his double jump. That can't happen. All these walls, the contours are going to, well, the hitbox for the wall and like your interacting surface. Tough to explain this.
The walls are awful. There you go.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. Walls are awful. We'll go with that. Way easier to talk about.
Well, we are into the rockfall section for Steinman, and Trojan is making his way out of the Moon Grotto. So the deficit had been about 50 seconds at dash, and Steinman managed to shrink it to about 40 at double jump. He may have lost another few of those on that grotto skip, but he did manage to get the actual jump first try, so that's still good. Just a little bit of a flub with the wall, as we mentioned. And Trojan, meanwhile, dealing with some walls of his own, climbing up to this ability cell, which is part of the route for the Terra Break strats.
Yeah, the most common route we see runners go for. You will see the Terra Break or the Crazy Juggle. You may have seen Crazy Juggle earlier today if you're there for the Wilson race, but it's incredibly difficult. So the Terra Break method, how much time does it lose over Crazy Juggle?
I believe it's on the order of 8 seconds, like everything in this game.
Yeah.
So, definitely not an unreasonable kind of trade-off to make and say, you know what, this other trick that requires like a crap load of 2 to 3 frame inputs, maybe I'll just do the thing that's a little bit more straightforward. We're told that Trojan was making his way through Swamp, dashing fast, and he's tree-bound. I believe those are the lyrics to the song as provided by our stat folks in the truck.
Ooh, Stimon taking a hit on the Crushers does a quick check of its HP. Gonna take it safe. See if he opts to do a save here. Okay, no. Maybe we'll see him destroy the slime, not deboost through it. Nope, he's still good at the 2 HP, so he'll be entering Ginso with 1 HP. Not that big of a deal, but can be terrifying.
He will actually have 2 as a result of the save that he just makes here to do this rekindle.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
And he'll probably get a couple more back as he goes through, but it is always good to keep in mind if, for example, he jumps face first into this bramble right at the entrance, then that's 2 damage, so don't do that. Meanwhile, Trojan has progressed to the redirect puzzle here, so he's making good time in the Ginso tree and pretty much, again, just not giving Stimon any opportunities. We're probably not going to see too much of an opportunity until probably the mini-boss that Trojan's about to start in just a few moments.
Yeah, I know the difference between scroll wheel and pacing shots will show its head again, but still, Trojan does get pretty consistent. I said it again. 5 cycles, let's count them. There's 1. Ooh, wow, spawning right in the same spot again. That's 2.
These are pretty good so far.
4.
There's 1 more. He just needs to get the mini boss on this cycle. Oh, he's 1 shot off, but that is really. Oh, and he gets a little bit trolled there. Spawn, but yeah, that's not the. You know, Stimon would really have had to hope for Trojan to miss by a lot more than just that kind of half of a cycle. So we'll see how Stimon does. It is theoretically possible to get a 4 cycle as opposed to Trojan's 6, but 4 is incredibly difficult, even if you're using the scroll wheel shooting, which Stimon is. And it looks like he's just going to get 8 consistently there, as Trojan is going to be, a death for Stimon on the mini-boss. That is really, really not something that he wants to have. Fortunately, that was near the beginning, but that's just another time loss that he can't afford.
Now, Trojan Dude has collected Bash. Everybody's favorite skill, yada, yada, yada. And gonna put it right to use to manipulate all these shots. Needs to use them to break through right there. Just redirect all of your shots. Ooh, some double bashes. I didn't know Trojan did all these, but yeah. KBM runner makes sense. And he's going to place a save up here. Oh, took a hit. Okay. Does he normally go for?
I'm actually not sure if he
middle
goes
platform.
For it. In this case, it didn't work out because he took that damage there, but it could be that was his intentional strat as well. In the meantime, Stimon has finished the mini-boss. That took him kind of a while. I think the mini-boss locations trolled him a little bit. Trojan getting a successful keystone duplication, that death being intentional to return the keystones to his inventory so that he could recollect them and get extras. Stimon with the excellent hyperspeed into the bash tree there, and he's going to pick that up right now.
Yeah, still by no means a gap that can't be closed, just difficult. Yeah, Trojan gets the hyperspeed again into the second mini-boss, quote-unquote mini-boss. It's more just a standard enemy that plays some cool music in the background.
A sack of HP.
Yeah. And 30 experience.
Well, that's true.
That we don't really need anymore, but it's fine.
Well, we're heading back to Thornfelt Swamp now on Trojan Dude's side, and we're going to do a fun trick. And we're going to see whether or not Trojan's able to pull that off successfully. Stimon is working on his keystone duplication, but, you know, I'm starting to wonder, you know, now that we're coming upon these big tricks coming up, as Stimon gets a successful key dupe, which one do you think is likely to be the difference here, if any?
Oh, man, that is a tough question. Maybe Door War?
Maybe.
I mean, that's not coming up soon, but
it's yeah. I mean, a pretty tense one for Steinman to have to wait all that time to try to make up this deficit. Ooh, Steinman not quite getting the full hyperspeed, but here goes Trojan on his swamp entry.
Swamp entry, Trojan's going to hit this frog up, get it in a, chase it into right position, stand on top of this plant, and oh, it's got to jump to get the frog to shoot, and he's going to do a double bash here through the cell, catch it again to break that ceiling, and first try swamp entry from Trojan Dude.
And he is 100% in the tournament so far as well. Now, Steinman just finishing up the mini-boss, so he will be heading to Swamp now, and he will also begin his Swamp entry. Now, Steinman has told us he's a little bit concerned about this trick, so he's going to be trying to throw down a safety save right before he does it, closer to the spot. And I believe he'll also be doing the blind movement, so he's going to throw down 2 saves here in rapid succession. We'll see how that goes for him, but unfortunately, he can't save all that much time compared to Trojan, because Trojan used basically the optimal method in first try.
Now, Trojan did miss the jump onto that top plank there, just a minor time loss. Still very solid time from Trojan Dude here at Stomp.
Yeah, that's any time with 17 minutes on the clock there for Stomp is really good. Here goes Steinman's swamp entry on the right side. So focus your attention over there. He does take a hit from the frog. That's 2 damage, putting him at 2, and he didn't lure the second shot, but now he's going to get it. So just a few seconds of time lost there, but he gets the shot to go up into the barrier, and he is into Swamp. And he should be okay as long as he doesn't take any unexpected dips into the water. Yeah,
that may be a little bit of a confidence booster for Steinman there. Just one missed shot, and oh no, Trojan Dude kills the frog that needs to get up the ability cell, opts to save or kill himself and reload. So smartly placed value safety save from Trojan Dude. He's doing the slightly slower strat of bashing the frog up to get pretty much a guaranteed distance. So no, that's exactly what Steinman needs.
Yep, and I'll tell you what else Steinman could use. He can use Trojan missing this upcoming precise cutscene skip and staring at a bird for 17 seconds, but Trojan does not. He is 100% on that trick as well.
Are we really surprised, William?
I'm not at all surprised. That's Trojan Dude for you. All these major tricks, he is incredibly, he's money on them. And he just keeps showing it as Steinman now is leaving the Stomp tree, but again, it's pretty much that same deficit. Again, it hasn't really narrowed that much.
So Trojan Dude doing a quick save or a rekindle to skip a very small cutscene, but yeah, tension on the right. Let's see if Steinman can get this on the first try. Double bash method, and there you go. So there, a little bit of time save over Trojan Dude there. Very nice. Yeah,
he'll certainly be happy for that, just getting that one opportunity to catch up a little bit. Trojan now getting to the charged flame tree as Steinman is approaching the Kuro cutscene skip. He is also 100% on this in the tournament. We'll see if he's able to pull it off. He does not. His first miss of the tournament, fan.
Yeah, opting to do a save and reload. You know, when you're that consistent, you can still save time if you save and quit and get it again, and he does. Okay.
And our stats folks reminding us, Grok. Whatever that noise is made by that large bird that we don't get to see any other time in the run until the very end. But Trojan is now heading into the Valley of the Wind, so he's progressing to what we cleverly refer to as the left side of the map. He will be beginning some of the hardest sections in the run, and this is really where I think if Steinman is hoping for Trojan to really lose some time, this has got to be it. It's got to be somewhere beyond here.
Yeah, gotta be like a sad cell list or something, but you know, knowing Trojan Dude, what do you think his success rate on fast stompless is?
I'm guessing 100%, but we'll find out pretty soon, I'm sure. And I'm sure he won't miss it here. I don't know, if there were anything I would expect Trojan to miss, it would have to be something out of character that just jumps out of nowhere, like a flub on hitting spikes in Sorrow. Okay, well here he's having to take a moment to get the right shot, but that one looks okay. The shot angle, it's impossible to tell if you're not the actual player doing the thing, but his timing looks alright. He should be able to get the cell. He does. There it is.
All right. So Steinman will have to answer when he gets to fast stomp, with which he is quickly approaching.
Yeah, but just look at that distance between him and Trojan right now. He's all the way back on the peg in Valley, while Trojan is already just waiting on the feather cutscene. So this is really rough for Steinman. All he can do is just keep playing as well as possible and hope for Trojan to screw up somewhere. Their late games are pretty comparable. You know, their PBs are only 20 seconds apart.
Trojan Dude, meanwhile, has leveled up Charge Dash. Gonna move this red frog over for a rocket jump. There he goes into orbit. And Sorrow Bash for Trojandude.
He's using some of the double bashes on this method as he likes to do, and positions the bird very effectively for an easy first try Sorrow Bash. Didn't even look like he broke a sweat on that. Stimon, in the midst of his fast stompless attempt, gets to the cell, and the shot was good, so he's fine. Trojan's into Sorrow Pass, and as I mentioned before, basically the thing that Stimon's got to hope for is right here. Trojan goes up to this next area and then dashes straight into some spikes. But Trojan says, I'm going to drop a safety save, so boy, that's not going to help Stimon too much anymore, is it?
Yeah, earlier on, Trojandude was having a little bit of trouble in Spike Cave here. And, you know, he opts to take the safety over the Ghost Door. Just a minor time loss to ensure you don't have to go through Sorrow Bash again. And it'd basically send you all the way back down to Feather if he died in here. But now, Charge Jump has the checkpoint. Going to grab Sunstone as Stimon. Come on, Sorrow Bash. Oh no!
Oh. I mean, I'm going to sound like a broken record, but that's really not going to help him. That death, he was already around a minute behind and has been for quite a while now. That's not going to give him much of an opportunity to catch up. He basically cannot make any more mistakes, and even then, he may be out of it at this point. As Trojan gets through his Terror Break, he's just waiting on a laser cycle. Stimon is in the Sorrow Pass, so he made it on his second attempt, but unfortunately that death sending you all the way back is pretty costly. But we'll see how he does on the rest of Sorrow. Maybe if he goes crazy in the rest of, Sorrow and was like a ludicrously perfect Misty, maybe there's a chance.
Oh no, he took a death again.
Oh boy. Why do I say anything?
Yeah, no, Stimon is watching Trojandude, knows he is behind, and before the race he was talking about dropping some extra safety, but he's doing whatever he can to try and catch up, and unfortunately it's not working out for him.
Yeah, I mean, you really can't afford the... If you're ahead, maybe you can say, I can throw down some safety, and that will make sure that, my opponent can't catch up to me. But if you're behind, you can't. You have to just go. And the other thing is, of course, because Trojan's not watching his opponent, he's immune to that effect. It doesn't matter whether he's ahead or behind. He's just going to do the same thing no matter what.
Yeah, he's going to do what he likes. Oh no, Stimon! But he has a safety save.
He did opt for the safety save this time, so he's out of energy. He won't be able to Ghost Door, but at least he's... Alright, and he is able to collect the XP this time. Notably, as you saw on the left screen just now, Trojan actually collects an XP instead of those ones in the Spike Cave. So he takes a different one because he just doesn't want to risk dropping into the spikes there. And as you saw on Stimon's screen, that resulted in a death, unfortunately.
That's pretty smart. I may steal that. Because I have died from that specific XP orb a lot.
It's not a bad, it's not a bad intermediate strategy, and the time difference is like a second or 2 seconds tops, so it's not that big of a deal. But Trojan is just rampaging through Misty Woods. Nothing is standing in his way right now. He is on really good pace, and he's just not at all letting Stimon have any chance here whatsoever.
Yeah, at this point, it's going to take some serious spaghetti on the part of Trojandude to keep Stimon into this. He's all ready to climb. Low 25 time. Not bad at all.
Yeah, Stimon, having just collected Charge Jump, is leaving that tree area and needs to get back to the middle here where he's got his save set up.
Yeah, he actually... I think he took a death there. Because he must have not rekindled at the save. Because I saw him do this. Okay, that's right. Yeah, I thought he was back over here for some reason.
Alright, he's up and through though. So he will be continuing to the Sunstone as Trojan is navigating these laser pillars. And, what I'm expecting to see here is more of that from Trojan. He will just drop some safety saves, make sure there's no chance of, for example, a mini-boss death sending him back a minute and a half to the climb tree.
Yeah, none of us would know anything about that.
Well, I've never seen anyone have that happen. I've certainly never had that happen myself, but if it did happen, it'd be real bad for Trojan, so he's choosing not to allow it to happen.
Oh, and placing another safety save there. I do wonder if this is part of his standard strategy to place all these safety saves, or if it's more of like a race strategy that he does. Ooh, going for the rocket jump.
Having a little bit of a mishap on that, hitting the meatballs, but fortunately he was able to recover and not take extra damage. And he's only at 1 HP, but he'll probably drop a safety save right before this mini-boss. And look out for that spider shot, but he's fine, everything's alright. Having a little bit of a tough time with the Bang Zoom quick kill, but doesn't really matter. He has experienced that enough times to know what to do, but he's good to go. And Steinman now is entering Misty, so this is a really, I mean, I don't need to underscore it. It's a really substantial deficit, almost certainly insurmountable now. Trojan is just going to kind of romp to the end, unless, you know, he suddenly goes crazy or something, and that's just not going to happen.
And really, once Trojan gets to this, like right here in the point where he's at, it's pretty safe for the rest of the run in terms of like really, really super costly deaths. And, you know, Trojan's probably going to have no problem at all.
Yep. This is exactly the kind of game Trojan plays, and this is exactly the approach he goes for. He wants to make sure that he is not just going at a good pace, but he's going at a pace that is sustainable. That's in his PB attempts, too. He always just plays like this. And as you see right now, Steinman, unfortunately, is just not having any chance to keep up with this. Trojan's not only played safely, but also incredibly consistently and skillfully. And Steinman just had a couple depths in important places, and that's been enough.
Yeah, Trojan makes the Yoka cycle. He'll be able to do a couple rocket jumps on his way out from Light Grenade, setting up the save anywhere, dashes over the cutscene, and that's it. Cutscenes are over until the end of the game.
Yep. And fortunately, we have not had to watch this particular cutscene today. Not one that we're really interested in finding out more about. But Steinman, taking some spike damage there on the way out of Misty. He took some earlier as well before the climb tree, but managed to survive to get there. But now he takes another little bit. We'll see if he drops a safety save here. I would really expect him to. I'm just kidding. He's not going to. He's just going to keep going. I mean, at this point, what has he got to lose? If he dies again, it's already practically over. But he just has to do whatever he can possibly do to keep the gap as narrow as possible.
Trojandude going through the crushers, dodging the Indiana Jones boulder. That's the 5th of a total of 6 health cells, or health, that Trojandude normally goes for. And I doubt we're going to see any divergence from that.
No.
Picking up the 6th health cell before entering Horyu.
Again, you know, that the fact that Trojan just does not watch his opponent really plays into his favor here. It doesn't give him any ideas about, oh, you know, I see that I'm ahead of my opponent by such and such amount. Maybe I'll change up my strats. Maybe I won't do grenade jump or something like that. Maybe I'll, like, oh, I'm concerned he's going to catch me. Maybe I'll skip the health. No, he's just playing the exact same game that he did in his PB attempt earlier, which got him a PB by 1.5 seconds. And actually, you know, he's practically on the same pace. Maybe a little bit behind, but I mean, a little bit of a mishap there, but he's still okay. He'll be able to make it to the Horyu door.
Yeah, Steinman, I think, was a little bit low on energy, opting to save at the Spirit Well there. But onwards to Light Grenade as Trojandude. First try door warp? Are we going to keep everything 100% this run?
You know, it's funny. We just see the stat on the screen there. It's a door warp was not as consistent for Trojan as his other tricks, but in his PB attempts, it usually is. And here we go again, first try. Not surprising from Trojan. He always pretty much finds this trick to be very consistent for him.
And warmth returned for Trojan. Just the final escape and grenade jump, and Steinman just getting the light grenade. So a clean escape, grenade jump. Trojandude's gonna run away with the victory here.
Yeah, Steinman would need basically like a triple soft lock from Trojan, and that's just not happening. Now, one thing that Trojan did tell us is his position for lining up his grenade jump at the end of this escape, as he expertly navigates it. He told us he uses a slightly higher position than other people, and you know, he said, "Don't worry, it's fine. It works for me 100%." But
well, he's gonna demonstrate it for us right now. All attention on the left side. Couple charge jumps up to the top. See how high this position really is.
Doesn't look that high.
It's fine. It's fine.
First try.
Yeah.
Easy.
All right.
And no soft lock. All right. GG to Trojan. Congratulations. He's gonna go and take
another 31.
Yep. That. I'm gonna say the word one more time, and then we're hoping to put a lid on it, like consistency.
Yes. Yes.
Meanwhile, Steinman is beyond the mistakes that he had earlier. Steinman is not having a very bad run. He does opt to stick with 5 health. That's just his PB strats as well, so he's not changing anything up in that regard. But he's fast approaching the Horyu door as Trojan is about to finish up here.
Yeah, I do want to comment, like, Steinman's movement after he got out of the Sorrow area has been pretty awesome to watch. I mean, he's throwing in stomp cancels like crazy. I want to say like I forgot what I was going to say. Help me.
Nice. I want to say that he's Stimon.
Okay,
He's
Stimon it is.
Stimon. Having a little bit of a flub with the menu there, accidentally changing the difficult. Fortunately, and he gets the first try. Door.
Excellent.
Trojan finishing up with a 31-41 GG to him, taking the victory. He will move on to face TheStimon456 in the round of 32. And Stimon will get knocked down to the lower bracket. He will still have an opportunity to win his way back up. And he's on pace for what appears to be maybe a high 33 or a low 34. 42? Wow, that's
we're not going to see a 42 here.
No, we're really not. God. We better not. Please don't, Stimon.
No, Stimon's going to be fine. He's going to get the first try grenade jump. He's going to get through the poison water, only taking 4 HP of damage because he has to. He's sitting at 5 health here.
See how he manipulates his fish to be able to do it. The fish looks a little far away, but that's totally fine. He got through with 4 damage. That's the exact swim he wanted to get, and now it's
man, that boulder was terrifying.
Dude, he might have been having some PTSD from the match against Richard, but fortunately it's all right. And here he goes with his grenade jump. First couple attempts, not quite successful. Pressure's probably off him a little bit, and he is able to make it.
Okay, no soft lock. Excellent.
So GG to Stimon. He'll be finishing up. Looks like just under 34.
Yeah, so no, although Stimon loses today, he will fight another day in the lower bracket. And there is definitely potential to see a rematch here depending on how both these runners do in their respective brackets. But really, Stimon, there's a lot of tournament left. Stimon has plenty of time to get practice in, and we could see a different story in the future matches.
Yeah, that's for sure. And the other nice thing, of course, for Stimon about going to the lower bracket is it will give him a chance to play a couple more tournament matches against lower-seeded opponents that he's very likely to be able to move past. So Stimon finishing up there. Looks like he forgot to stop his timer potentially, but it's a 33-51 for him. So GG, probably not the time he was looking for, probably not the outcome he was looking for, but you know, good job by him to recover from those mistakes and just after having them to play really well and say, okay, I'm going to finish strong, which he did.
Yeah, he did. Stimon's Misty and grenade area and escape outside of a little bit of spaghetti on the grenade jump is really, really good. You know, he can put up a really good time, and you know, I hope we see more from him in the future.
That's for sure. I mean, Stimon is still a really scary runner. He still has a 30. Like, let's not forget. This is a man with a 30, which there are very few people in the world to have a 30. But it looks like we do have both runners available for an interview. They've both decided to join us. We will grab them in just a moment. But we are right now just enjoying the sights and sounds of the credits and final cutscenes here, which are really crazily spoilery relative to, you know, the rest of the run.
Indeed.
We skip every semblance of lore there is.
Well, thank you for cutting away so we avoid all potential spoilers. See, everybody already forgot about it because they're looking at something else. They weren't processing it as a spoiler. So as long as you don't think of it as a spoiler, it's not a spoiler because you're going to forget it.
All right, well, we are joined in the channel by the victorious runner, Trojandude, and our other runner. Sorry, can't really. There's no way to sugarcoat it. Stimon.
That's fine. That's fine.
Welcome in, guys.
Yo, what's up?
GG Trojan, and we're gonna start with you. And you know, across that entire run, was there ever any point where you even felt the slightest bit nervous or out of your element at all?
Out of my element, no. I'd say I was getting maybe concerned a little bit around, I'd say like climbish. No. Once I got to grenade and I was like 30 seconds behind my PB, that was the point where I was like, I was starting to get a little iffy. But
oh, sorry.
Well,
Continue
no, I was nervous. I was actually like pretty stressed / nervous through like a large chunk of that. Like I was like, you could tell because I kept messing up my SA triggers like all throughout the run.
Yeah, we did.
If only you knew. If only you knew.
Oh my
how
God.
bad. I mean, I messed up pretty much a whole lot of things, unfortunately.
Yeah, so Trojan Dude, we know like you like to just close everything out, focus on your raise. No, you're not watching the restream. Are you ever like watching like the SRL chat when it gets towards the end? It's like, oh, is he not done yet? Or you just completely hide all that away and focus on your run?
I'm not gonna lie, I normally don't do that, but I took a quick peripheral as I was coming out of the fish swim right there at the end. I took a quick glance at it to see if he had like gone some insane time, because it was like 30-40 at that point. And I didn't see anything, so like, all right, let's just do the thing.
You were fine.
Well, Steinman, on your part, of course, you did have the stream up. How closely were you watching that? Did you start tuning it out? As the race went on?
Actually, I looked at it like 2 times. I decided to turn it off, and then at the end, I think at like Feather, I saw that I was behind, but I pretty much knew I was behind, so I didn't need to watch it, you know.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I guess I don't want to dwell on mistakes or anything like that, but just
You can go in. I won't I won't be shocked.
well, let me just ask, of the problems that occurred for you, were any of them like particularly, like, I know usually when I have mistakes in runs, it's because like, oh, I was just having trouble with this particular trick. So I guess my question is like, were there specific tricks that you failed that you're like, what the heck? I thought I was good on that one, or were there
Definitely. I mean, one that I had practiced a lot is Cherokee Assassin's Chip, and I got it second try, which I mean, I practiced it for like 30 minutes, so I'm kind of sad that I didn't get it. But then, Terra Break, I didn't understand how I messed it up, and then I just understood that I hadn't clicked on the ability. So I was back at the C-Jump tree, and I was like, what am I doing here? Like, what's happening? And it took me like 2 seconds to understand that, oh, I get to go because I messed it up. And that never happened to me, and that's why I just stumbled there,
Yeah, that is unfortunate. But swinging things back to you, Trojan. Another 31 in the books. How do you do it, man? How do you do it? What's going on? What's the secret to Trojan's consistency? Because all of us here watching want to know.
I'd say, well, there's 2 things. So, I always stress this to people who are new running the game as much as possible, even to people until they get to like probably a 36 or a 37. Just start doing no resets from the beginning, because the problem that you get into when you start resetting too heavily in the early game is you start becoming a little bit more of a perfectionist. I'm not saying you will become a perfectionist, but that's how you're training your mind. So when you do no resets, you have to force yourself to adjust, like saying, okay, I messed this up, let's just adjust to it, if like drop energy or blah blah blah. And the other one is just to understand in the course of a run where to temper yourself, because I had a moment where I was really unsure whether I had dropped energy coming out of the 3rd Keystone in Misty, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna take this room slower so I still have the energy, because I normally do 2 charge dashes, but I didn't want to mess it up there. So it's like understanding how you need to adjust for every minute detail is how you can really improve yourself from a consistency standpoint.
So just always have a backup adaptation that you can just pull around for
Pretty
anything
much.
you want. Okay, gotcha. Wise words from Trojan Dude.
There's a really, really good advice for everybody at all skill levels, for sure. All right, well, we'll wrap it up with one last question, which we'll direct to both of you. We'll start with you, Steinman. You're now going down to the lower bracket.
Yeah.
Your next opponent will be Pix, and you'll have kind of a few opponents in front of you who might be, well, okay, actually, you might end up needing Cheese before too long, but
Yeah. Cheese is one I'm looking forward to, and man, his early game is so insane. But yeah, I'll get to it one at a time and try to go as far as I can.
It's okay. Lasers are his worst enemy. Just use that.
I know.
I love you,
Oh,
Cheese.
man.
I'm sorry.
And then, of course, on the other side, for your matchup coming against Didu, how will you approach that, and how do you feel about him as an opponent?
So I am super stoked because, one thing that Didu has been working on recently is that consistency practice, and I mean he can just rattle off like sub 33s like all the time now, whereas before he was like all over the place, and he even told me that. I talked with him a lot, and dude, this rematch is gonna be freaking hype because Didu, I don't care what the 25 seed says, that guy can freaking play the game.
That is for sure. No faint praise coming from a man who's playing the game. And of course, that goes for both of you too. But thank you so much for joining us. GG to both of you. Of course, congrats, Trojan, on the victory.
Thank you. And GG
Yeah, congrats, and thank you.
And all right, well, that's going to wrap it up for us today. But we've got more stuff for you in the near future. Fant, why don't you tell us about it?
All right. Well, the next match coming up at 2 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, that's Eastern Daylight Time, don't forget, is Rory versus Stafu. And that's going to be a block of 3 matches, one after the other. So don't forget to tune in tomorrow.
That should be pretty hype. For now, we've got nothing coming up on Speed Gaming 3 after this. We do have other stuff ongoing on the other Speed Gaming channels. If you guys want to tune in, feel free. Notably, apparently, we've got the Zelda 1 randomizer finals going on. Actually, is that the randomizer or is that the any percent tournament? I'm not 100% sure. Go find out. It's on the main Speed Gaming channel. And as for us, we'll, as mentioned, be back tomorrow. But until then, y'all have a good night. Fant, thank you for joining me.
Been a pleasure, Bulletin. See you guys later.
Damage as they head through. So, ooh, nice job. And wow, Yoko. Oh,
No,
my
oh no,
goodness.
Yoko. Oh my goodness. Please be careful.
He hasn't taken any like really bad deaths as result, but
Oh no.
Why did I say that? Why did I say that?
Yeah, true shade. So we're gonna see what Didu decides to do. Nice safety save there, and wow, the value from the safety save.
The trick itself requires precisely positioning a frog and managing your XP, but because that can happen, because that froggy has a chair and it can stomp it right on your tiny little head.
Oh god, Milton, get out of there!
Holy crap, the recovery from that.
Like, it's deceptive. Ooh, deceptively difficult. Rufus.
Holy
so close.
crap, Rufus.
Oh,
Oh god.
Exit.
And what is happening now?
I don't know.
Oh, Monthly shot going through.
Oh, jeez, missed the double bash though. He's gonna go back up. Monthly's shots are phasing through. I hope he does not get that on the upper one. Cheese has broken his swamp.
Oh, Monthly getting hit by the shot.
Metal that Terra did. Oh, missing that, but he's got the backup. That's okay. Oh my gosh.
Oh, God.
Oh my gosh. Okay, try again. Just this time you can get to the platform.
What you've seen from runners like Lucidus, Uncle Ronnie, and Eviona so far in the tournament, and oh wow! I do not know how he survived.
Both runners getting that 5th.
Oh, Randomson had a really... Wow, what a nice backup, though. Randomson had trouble with the first spider shot, but now it's basically tied.
Go stomp the rocks. And oh,
Fluffy, what
I didn't know you could do that.
Oh,
You really just keep
goodness.
moving and skip that cutscene?
Oh god, Hori's in the air! Hello!
Oh no. Oh, Frankie. Frankie, please go away. Oh, that is so
no.
painful.
Oh, this is a party. Luckily, he does have a sickness.
Yeah, mini boss not quite going according to plan. Melvin's gonna go with the stomp spam. Keep that frog away. Get out of here. Don't hit me with your chair. He says he gets through it okay, and we'll be just finishing up Misty.
The section is really difficult with the 5 health. All right, he gets the bash off of the fish. So yeah, he gets through. But upcoming here is
He's spawned crow.
Oh,
He died!
Dead. Richard is in the lead. No, they're tied. Richard just died as well.
What?
This is literally synced in the final escape, guys. Unbelievable.
They both stopped the thing together. Okay.
Each one of those grenades costs 1. He's got 1 left. That's enough for 2 grenade jump attempts. If he keeps missing in that particular way, he's got 1 chance left.
1 more.
And he gets it! The
First
clutch.
try, and well, not first try, but you know what? First try.
We'll call it first try.